Welcome back. Let's put it in the ether. You know what? I hate to say this, but most modern women hate average men, right? They don't love them. They don't find them interesting, right? They don't find them attractive. They're just beyond their attraction, right? Because of this, they're completely delusional. They don't understand how the world works. They don't have a broader perspective of how many people are out there. They don't understand the chances, percentage of getting with this 1% guy, right? They don't understand that because of that, right? Most modern women, I'm not saying all, right? Most of them, probably up to the 90 or 95% aisle, do not like average men, right? They don't like it. They don't like average men. Why do you think in most of these videos they don't describe any average men, right? Average men are not 6 feet tall. Average men are not what? They don't make a six-figure income, right? Average men are just regular Joes, right? They don't like these kind of people, right? They don't like it. I mean, if you're an average man and you find somebody, you're the exception. The exception does not dictate the rules, right? Most of these women right now, most of these modern women, right, especially Gen Zs, they're so delusional. They're so brainwashed by the media, right? They think that men out there are these men they portray on TVs, on magazine, on social media, on these all elaborate things. They like to live in this fantasy that all men are supposed to be like this. That all men are some characters in movies. When in actuality, in reality, men are not. Average men are just regular people that work regular 9 to 5. That's 5 feet tall, right? That's that work for a corporate job or whatever, blue collar job, right? But they don't seem like that. Their mind is so distorted. They can't see the reality of things. This is why I think that most women out there, because of their high expectations, especially modern women, their high expectations can lead them to be single forever, or not forever. Forever might be a stretch. But it's gonna lead them to be single, not find a man, not find that perfect somebody. They're gonna be like crazy cat ladies, right? Because their expectation of finding a mate are so unrealistic, right? And because of that, they're gonna build this resentment out there that they hate men. They hate men, right? Because they can't find a men that suit their needs. When actuality, they just have to, accept less. They can't accept less. That's the thing with women. They're not willing to compromise. They're not willing to accept less. They're not willing to understand what a guy's point of view. They're not willing to accept a guy for who they are. Men are willing to accept a girl for who she is, right? This is why you see a lot of men marry a lot of or get with a lot of I hate to say it, but sexually unappealing women, right? You see a lot of all the time, but you hardly see them anywhere when women have to date these average men. You hardly see them, right? They have these unrealistic expectations. But you see a lot of guys with fat women, ugly women all the time, right? It shows you that guys are willing to compromise. Guys know their worth. They know their value, right? When the guys want a family, he's willing to do anything to want a family. He's willing to get with this girl out there. That's not above in a chain. But girls can't do that. I mean, I'm not saying there's not any. I mean, I've seen ugly guys with a pretty girl, but usually in that case is that he have a lot of resources, right? But yeah, that's the only case. But he have a lot of resources. He got something to offer. This is why I'm telling a lot of guys, like, bro, don't chase these women, man. Just work on yourself, right? These modern women are not worth chasing over for. Eventually, a woman will come to you. If not, if it's meant for you to be single, it's meant for you to be single. That's a sign that the Lord's telling you, dude, this woman's not worth it, right? But if a woman pop up and you find somebody worth it, okay, I guess it is meant to be. But right now, right, most women out there are so delusional, right? It leads to their own despairs, and because their own delusion will lead to their own hate, right? Their expectation, right? They can see guys not wanting to date them. What's that they're gonna do? They're gonna build resentment in them. They're gonna apply that all guys are like this, and then make them all hate men, right? They think all their flaws, all their suffering in the world right now is due to men. When actuality is their own doing, right? They don't understand that. And what's the consequences? It's gonna lead them to be single because of their incapability to accept men for who they are. They can be forever single or single for long enough, right? And then it can make them resent life. This is why a lot of women out there are committing committing suicide off themselves, do all this kind of stuff. All of them are depressed. Most of the women out there are very depressed. They're manic depressive. They're on some kind of medication. If not, they're undiagnosed depressive. Right? Most of these women out there, they have mental illness. Right? They're sociopath. Right? So what does that tell you if most of the women out there hate men? Right? Most of the women out there, most modern women, what are the chances of you getting with a woman? Right? Because your chance, as an average man, if your chance is that low, right, if 90% of the women out there don't like you or find you unattractive, what are the chances of you getting with that woman, right? My best advice is just work on yourself. Don't even chase women. Women's nothing to be chasing, right? They're nothing to be chased for. Just work on yourself, be a better person. Eventually, if the time's right, somebody will fall into your lap, right? You have to demonstrate that you are a high value male. You don't have to prove it anyway. You don't have to ask anybody. You don't have to ask these women, right? As eventually these women can gravitate to you, right? So that's a startling statistic that 95% of women out there hate average men or don't find them attractive at all. This will only lead to their demise. This will only lead to their destruction. And they're clueless about it. They can't even see it. They can't even see the forest for the tree that because of their high standards, it's going to lead them to be single. And they're not willing to compromise for that. They're not willing to accept it. They're not willing to give guys a try. Give guys a chance. Who knows? You know? Guys are willing to do that for women. Guys are willing to date below their standards. Guys are willing to date older. Hell, there are some guys out there who's willing to date older women out there, right? But you can't say the same way for women, right? They have this unrealistic expectation, and if it goes without unchecked, it's gonna lead them to be more miserable in life, right? They're gonna build this anger, and not only that, feminism play a role in this too. Feminism been instilling this ideology in women that they don't need a man, right? You can make all your money for yourself, right? If you don't need a man, then you should be fine by yourself. You should be fine lonely forever, right? But they don't understand that this thing that's been preached to them over time, over years, is just causing them harm, doing destruction to their life. It's not helping them, and unfortunately, they have to fight it the hard way. Understand that what they're doing to themselves is destruction, is destroying themselves, right? But most of the women out there are feminism, right? Most Western women out there are feminism, and if they're conservative, right? If they're conservative traditional, there's a bit of feminism in there as well, right? Don't think that their conservatism don't negate that they have some kind of feminism ideology in them, right? Most women out there, right? Even traditional women are feminists. They support feminism in one way or another, right? They support they support all these policies that know that is destroying them, but they support it anyway. They have the clairvoyancy of their doing. They can't see what they're doing to themselves is wrong and destroying themselves, right? They don't understand that sometimes you have to accept what the guy for who he is. Sometimes it's a diamond in the rough. You see a guy's right. He might be average, but who knows? He might be the perfect guy for you. He might make you happy. He might provide everything that you need in life. Sometimes you gotta settle down with that. Not every woman deserves a Prince Charming. Not every woman can find a Prince Charming, right? Sometimes you gotta settle for what it is, right? Or else you're gonna be miserable for the rest of your life. Sometimes you have to settle for the person in order to start a family, because that's what all women really want is a family, right? They don't know it. They might not admit to it, but in actuality, that's what they're ingrained for. They're encoded for. They're encoded to start a family. They're encoded to have babies, right? And when you say this kind of stuff, they're going to say, oh, you're misogynistic. You hate women. No, that's what it is. That's biologically the what it is. Women are made to bear a child. Was that the role of a woman to bear a child? It means that they have to be nurturing. That means they have to start a family, right? That's what ingrained in them, and they refuse to accept it because of this ideology of feminism that destroyed their mindset, and it leads to them hating men, not realizing that throughout time they've been manipulated for the past 100 years. They've been manipulated that men are the root of the causes. Not men. Men are not the root of the causes, right? Sometimes is their own doing is leads to their own misery, right? Right, and they just don't have a realistic expectation of what life really is, of what a man really is, right? If a man could provide for you, he's a good guy, right? They don't understand that. If a man could make you happy, provide for you, secure you, you got a good catch. That's all really needs. That's all a woman really needs. All this other stuff, all this money, jewels, cars, house, that's all superficial. All you really need is somebody who protect you and feed you. That's it. And they can't understand that. All these elaborate things, right? These are just showcase. These are just icons. These are superficial things. This is why women are so materialistic. This is why I'm telling guys, do not get a woman who's so materialistic, who's so superficial, right? So if women, 9% of women out there find average men are unappealing, what does it say? What does that say for society? It said the Western Hemisphere, their priorities are screwed up. In order to save, they need to get their priorities straight. If they won't get their priorities straight, right, then society will be doomed to collapse. That's all I gotta say. But if you agree with what I'm saying or disagree, leave a comment below. On that note, guys, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and peace and blessings.